Greetings of the day to all of you. Today we are going to take another case. In fact, the worst case where we will consider a single phase AC circuit in which the source is non-sinusoidal, that's the source voltage is distorted, and load is also non-linear. Previously in last 2 to 3 lectures, we have discussed two cases. In one case, source was undistorted or sinusoidal and load was also linear. In the second case, source voltage was sinusoidal, that is undistorted, but load was non-linear. And in the third case that we are going to discuss today, we will assume that source is non-sinusoidal, source voltage is non-sinusoidal, that is distorted, and load is also non-linear. So this is the worst case where both non-linearities or abnormalities are there. Source voltage is distorted, load is also non-linear. So I will write here single phase, or let me write here, write like this, non-sinusoidal source voltage, that is distorted source, within brackets I will write distorted source supplying a nonlinear load, supplying a single phase non-linear load, So this is the case we are going to consider and we are going to discuss today in today's lecture. So the circuit diagram is like this. We have a source where V is distorted. The applied voltage is given by, the applied voltage is not sinusoidal. The applied voltage is distorted. Let me first of all draw. And this is the load. As far as load is concerned, it is non-linear load. I will write here non-linear load. And source is also non-linear. The source voltage Vt is given by sigma or summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn. Now, it is not root 2 V. For sinusoidal source, we had, if you remember, we had written source voltage equal to root 2 V sine omega t. That's it. Only fundamental component. But since your source itself is distorted, in addition to fundamental component, it will have various harmonic components. Okay, and let us assume that this source has some DC offset also. Okay. You already know, I have discussed with you that the source voltage could be distorted and it could have a DC offset also. The cause for DC offset, I have already told you, is a single phase half wave rectifier, which causes offset in the current, and current offset results in voltage offset. The voltage which is available to various types of loads at the point of common coupling, that may have offset, DC offset. So therefore we are assuming load not only this source voltage not only distorted, but we are assuming that it has a DC offset also. What could be the cause of this source voltage to be distorted? Or cause could be simple. This is your substation transformer and you have a feeder, and this is your point of common coupling where various types of loads are fed. The voltage here at the point of common coupling, this Vt, is distorted. What could be the cause? Cause could be some nonlinear load is being supplied, say somewhere here a nonlinear load, and LL means nonlinear load is being supplied. This is your source, this is your source, it supplies a nonlinear load, and this nonlinear load results in the flow of nonlinear currents and distorted currents, and these distorted currents, when they flow in the feeder, the feeder impedance will result in distorted voltages. So therefore all these voltages will get distorted. So distortion in the voltages or supply voltage or voltage at point of common coupling may be some nonlinear load upstream, which along with the feeder impedance will cause distortion in the voltage at the point of common coupling. So this is the case. So therefore in this system there will be a current IT which will also be highly distorted. When the voltage is distorted, it has a DC offset. This distorted voltage definitely will result in distorted current, and this current will also have a DC offset. And since load is also nonlinear, load will contribute more towards the distortion of the current and hence distortion of the voltage. So therefore this is the worst type of case. On the source side also there are distortions, and load, since it is a nonlinear load, it also causes distortions. Let us start our mathematical analysis like this. Let us assume the applied voltage is given by V of t is equal to VDC, that is DC offset, plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn. This is the applied voltage. It has got a DC offset VDC, and it comprises of fundamental component and various types of harmonics. Like it is root 2 V1 sine omega t minus phi V1, where phi V1 is the phase angle of the voltage, plus root 2 V2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi V2, plus root 2 V3 sine of 3 omega t minus phi V3, and so on. So this is a distorted voltage. The source voltage is non-sinusoidal, as I have written here. It's a non-sinusoidal voltage. So this will result in the flow of current IT, which will also have a DC offset, IDC. Like voltage has a DC offset, current will also have a DC offset. Plus this current will also be highly distorted. It will be comprising, in addition to fundamental component, it will be having various harmonic components. Let us denote the harmonics in the current by H. The harmonics in the voltage are represented by N, like I have written here, root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn. And harmonics in the current I will represent by H. So it is summation H equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. So this is the current which will be flowing. Okay, now this current is full of harmonics on two accounts. Number one, because the source voltage is full of harmonics, it will result in harmonic flow of the current. And number two, since your load is also nonlinear, that will also contribute to harmonic distortion of the current. Now, therefore, what is the mathematical expression for instantaneous power which is there in the circuit? Instantaneous power in the circuit is given by P of t is equal to V of t into I of t. Simple. So what is Vt? So I will write here Pt is equal to, your applied voltage is distorted, that is given by this expression. So it is VDC plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn. Okay, this is voltage multiplied by IT. What is IT? IT is given by this expression, IDC plus summation H equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. So this is the product of applied voltage and current in the circuit. So this is the expression for mathematical expression for instantaneous power. Let us try to simplify this, solve this equation and simplify this. So now the first term will be product of VDC with IDC. Second term will be VDC multiplied by this term. Third will be VDC multiplied by this, and fourth will be VDC multiplied by this. So it is the product of voltage and current. So in the voltage you have two terms, and in the current also you have two terms. Find the product, that will give you instantaneous power. So therefore instantaneous power is given by, so what is VDC into IDC? I will write here VDC into IDC. That is power due to the DC offset in voltage and current, plus product of voltage into current. That is VDC into current is summation H equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. So this is the instantaneous power term which we have got by multiplying VDC with the second term of the current, and then the second term of voltage you have to multiply with first term of current. So I will write here plus summation n equal to 1. So this term is n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into current, DC component of current or DC offset current, IDC, and then multiplication of this term with this term. So plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into current. This is voltage multiplied by current. Here it is n, here it is h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. So this is the mathematical expression for instantaneous power. Now this instantaneous power comprises of various components. First component is VDC into IDC, that's called DC to DC power. Let me write that DC to DC power, because voltage is DC, current is also DC. This component of power is called PDC to DC. Plus, in the second term of instantaneous power, voltage is DC but current is AC. So this will be PDC to AC. In the third component of power, the voltage is AC but current is DC, plus PAC DC. And in the last term of power, voltage is AC, current is also AC, plus PAC AC. Okay, so these are various terms of power. Now, if we, as far as these DC terms are concerned, PDC DC, PDC AC, PAC DC, if there is no DC offset in the voltage or current, these terms can be neglected. Generally, you will see that your voltage may be distorted, current may also be distorted, but the offset, DC offset in the voltage and DC offset in the current is negligibly small. So these three terms can be neglected. Then we are left with this term, PAC-AC, AC-AC of T. So that is given by product of these two terms. So that is summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into the summation h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus phi IH. Now it is very interesting to see that in this equation you have, this is n equal to 1, this is n, and this is h. Now it is possible that the fundamental component of voltage may interact with the fundamental component of current here. The second harmonic of voltage will interact with second harmonic of current and give some power. The third harmonic of voltage will interact with third harmonic of current and result in some instantaneous power. And it is, similar frequency components will interact with each other and they will result in some instantaneous power, which is because of interaction of similar frequency components. Similar frequency components means that voltage component and current components, they have same frequency and they interact with each other and give rise to some instantaneous power. It is also possible that dissimilar frequency components will interact with each other. I mean, fundamental component of voltage is interacting with second component of current. Second component of voltage is interacting with third component of current. Similarly, second component of voltage is interacting with fourth harmonic component of current. Second harmonic component of voltage is interacting with fifth harmonic component of current, and so on. So therefore, when N is equal to H, that is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. I mean, N, if you take V1, you have to take I1. If N is 2, V2, I2. If N is 3, V3, I3, and so on. When this is the case, that is N is equal to H, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there is the interaction between similar frequency components. Then we will write here that similar frequency components of instantaneous voltage and current interact, and they give rise to a power, instantaneous power, which is because of interaction of similar frequency terms of voltage and current. But when N is not equal to H, N is not equal to H, I mean, N may be here 1, H may be 2, N may be 1, H may be 3, N may be 1, H may be 4. Similarly, N may be 2, H may be 4, H may be 5, and so on. Then there will be dissimilar frequency components will interact. I will write here dissimilar frequency components of voltage and current interact, and they also give rise to instantaneous power, and that power is different. When when similar frequency components of voltage and current, they get multiplied with each other, then there is the interaction of similar frequency components of current and voltage, and they result in instantaneous power. Similarly, the dissimilar components of current and voltage may interact with each other, and their product gives another component of power, which is because of interaction of dissimilar components of voltage and current. So this is very important. So this can be represented like this. It can be represented like this. You please note down. It can be written as PAC to AC. This instantaneous component of power, which is because of interaction of AC voltage and AC current. It will be, say, for example, let us take fundamental component of voltage. Root 2 V1 sine of omega t minus phi V1. When you put n equal to 1. And let us put h also equal to 1. So then it will be multiplied by root 2 I1 sine of omega t minus phi I1. So these are similar. This is the product of similar frequency components. Fundamental component of voltage, you are multiplying with fundamental component of current, and it will result in some power in the circuit. Let us denote this term by A. Plus, it is also possible that voltage's fundamental component interacts with different component of current, like root 2 V1 sine of omega t minus phi V1. It interacts with, say, second component of voltage, second component of current, and then third. I should write here h equal to 1 to infinity, where h is not equal to 1. Root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus phi IH. In the first case, for fundamental component of voltage, it interacted with fundamental component of current, and the product of two terms give rise to some instantaneous power. This second term, let us call this term as B. In this term B, fundamental component of voltage is multiplied with not fundamental component of current, but all other components, say I2, then it's multiplied with I3, then it's V1 is multiplied with I4, V1 is multiplied with I5, and so on. H not equal to 1, H equal to 1, H equal to 1 to, I should write H equal to 2 to infinity. So this is the interaction of dissimilar frequency components. It also results in the flow of power. Similarly, let us assume that now fundamental component, say second harmonic component of voltage is there. So root 2 V2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi V2. It interacts with second harmonic component of current, root 2 I2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi I2. So similar frequency component of current, when they interact, we call these terms as terms A, plus root 2 V2. I will take second harmonic component of voltage again, sine of 2 omega t minus phi, this is not phi V1, it's phi V2, phi V2 here also. Now it is interacting with other components other than second harmonic component of the voltage, of the current. So H naught equal to 2, H equal to 1 to infinity, root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. This is important. In this case, second harmonic component of voltage interacted with second harmonic component of current, and the product of two terms gives rise to some instantaneous power. Now here in term B, let's call this term as term B, second harmonic component of voltage interacts with all other components of voltage, all other components of current other than second component of current. And this gives rise to interaction of dissimilar frequency components, and the product of the two gives rise to instantaneous power terms. Similarly, so I should write so on. See, I started with interaction of fundamental component of voltage with fundamental component of current, and then interaction of fundamental component of voltage with other components of current other than fundamental. Then interaction of second harmonic component of voltage with second harmonic component of current, and then interaction of second harmonic component of voltage with all other components of current other than second, plus so on. The interaction of, or the product of similar frequency terms, I am denoting by A, see A, and also here also A, and the product of dissimilar frequency components I am representing, or I am denoting by B, plus so on. So all this can be written, it can be summarized, and it can be written like this: P AC to AC as a function of time is equal to, it can be written like this: summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into root 2 In sine of n omega t minus phi In. So here this is the case when n is same as h, n is equal to h. Okay, so this is the case when, say for example, you take n equal to 1 here also, here also. So fundamental components of current and voltage will interact, and they will give rise to some component of the power. Then if you put n equal to 2, you have to put n equal to 2 here as well as here. So then it will be root 2 V2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi V2, and here it will be root 2 I2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi I2. So it will be interaction of second harmonic component of voltage and current. Then put n equal to 3, so third harmonic component will interact with third harmonic component of voltage. Put n equal to 5, fifth harmonic component of voltage will interact with fifth harmonic component of current and give rise to certain power terms. So this is your A. Plus n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn multiplied by h not equal to n but h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus phi IH. So here when n is equal to 1, so this will be root 2 V1 sine of omega t minus phi V1. At that time you don't have to take h equal to 1 because h is not equal to n. Take, say for example, h equal to 2. So it will be root 2 I2 sine of 2 omega t minus phi I2. I mean, if n is equal to 1 here, n will be, other than 1. If n is equal to 2 here, h will be other than 2. So therefore, these two terms, when you multiply these two terms, so you have to take different frequency components here, n not equal to h. If you take n equal to 1, 2, 3, your h will not be 1, 2, 3. It will be different. So it may be interaction of fundamental component of voltage with second harmonic component of current. interaction of fundamental component of voltage with third harmonic component of current, interaction of fundamental component of voltage with fourth harmonic component of current, and so on. Similarly, interaction of second harmonic component of voltage with fundamental component of current, and plus interaction of second harmonic component of voltage with third harmonic component of current, then plus interaction of second harmonic component of voltage with fourth harmonic component of current, and so on. So these are the products of two equations or two terms with different frequencies. This is B, we call it B. Okay, so therefore the terms in equation A form similar frequency terms, and the terms in B, this term and this term, they form dissimilar terms, and this gives rise to, so therefore I can write PAC to AC TT is equal to A plus B. Now I can represent this A like this: PAC AC and NT. I mean, NN means voltage. This first N belongs to voltage, second N belongs to current. I mean, they are similar frequency components. Plus, how do I represent B? B I represent like this: PAC AC and HT. I mean, N is different from H. This N belongs to voltage, harmonic order of voltage. H belongs to harmonic order of current. So A can be represented like this, and B can be represented like this. So this is your AC to AC power, instantaneous power. So it comprises of two terms. One is because of the interaction of similar frequency terms, and second is because of interaction of dissimilar frequency terms. So let me write it and try to solve it. So therefore, PAC to AC T is equal to PAC AC NN T plus PAC AC and HT. Okay, fine. So that means PAC AC T is equal to, let us take similar frequency terms. So this will be summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus 5 Vn into root 2 In. So this also you have to take, current also you have to take n. So similar frequency terms, and n for voltage and for current. So this is root 2 In sine of n omega t minus 5 In plus, let us go to the second term, PACAC NH. So n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus 5 Vn into, here you have to take for current h equal to 1 to infinity, and you have to write h is not equal to n, dissimilar frequency terms, root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus 5 IH. Okay. Now let us take this first term and try to solve it. So let us call this equation as equation 1. So from equation 1, I will take this term, first term, which is PACAC NN. PACAC NN T is equal to, I will write it again, summation n equal to 1 to infinity. So you see, this is root 2 into root 2. Root 2 into root 2 is 2. Vn into In. So let me first of all write Vn into In. Then root 2 into root 2 is 2. So it is 2 sine of n omega t minus 5 Vn into this sine of n omega t minus 5 In. Okay, fine. Now I can write it like this: PACAC NN T is equal to, I will write again summation n equal to 1 to infinity. So this is Vn In into 2 sine of n omega t minus 5 Vn into sine of n omega t minus phi n. So this is 2 sine A sine B. We already know that 2 sine A, this trigonometric identity we already know, 2 sine A sine B is equal to cos of A minus B minus cos of A plus B. Let us use this trigonometric identity here. So first of all, I will write Vn into, now this is cos of A minus B. Cos of, what is A? A is n omega t minus phi Vn. N omega t minus phi Vn minus B. B is n omega t minus phi In. So it is n omega t, minus into minus is plus, plus phi In minus cos of A plus B. Cos of A is again n omega t minus phi Vn, n omega t minus phi Vn plus B. B is n omega t minus phi In, n omega t minus phi In. Okay. So that's it. So this can be further simplified as summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In times, what is this? This is this n omega t minus n omega t. They cancel. So you get cos of, let us write first phi In because it is a positive term minus phi Vn. Okay, minus cos of n omega t plus n omega t is 2n omega t. Then I will write minus phi Vn minus phi In. So that is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In times cos of phi In minus phi Vn minus cos of 2n omega t minus, if I take minus out and I write phi In minus phi Vn minus 2 phi Vn. It is the same thing. It will give rise to same thing. Because this is minus phi n, minus into minus is plus phi Vn. See, plus phi Vn and then minus 2 phi Vn. What is that equal to? That is equal to minus phi Vn. So that gives this. So therefore, this minus phi Vn I have written as plus phi Vn minus 2 phi Vn. So it's one and the same thing. So let us call this angle phase angle phi In minus phi Vn. Let this be called as phi n, where phi n is the phase difference between nth component of voltage and nth component of current. Okay, if n is equal to 1, then it is phi 1. That is the phase difference between fundamental component of voltage and current. For n equal to 3, it will be phase angle or phase difference between third harmonic voltage and current, and so on. So in general, we can say phi n is the phase angle or phase difference between nth component of voltage and nth component of current. So putting it in this equation, therefore, we will get P AC NN T is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos, what is phi In minus phi Vn? It's phi n minus cos of 2n omega t minus, this is again phi n minus phi Vn, that is phi n minus 2 phi Vn. Bracket closed. So further simplification will give, it will be equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In times cos of phi n minus cos of, I write it like this, 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn 2 phi Vn minus phi n. So I have just rearranged the terms, that's all. ये इसके साथ लाया और ये अलग रखा. Let us call this as A and this as B. So this becomes trigonometric identity cos of A minus B. And by the way, what is cos of yes, what is cos of a minus b? We know that cos of a minus b is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Using this trigonometric identity in this equation, so therefore PAC to AC NN T will be equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In. This is cos phi n. Let us write it cos phi n minus. This is cos of A minus B, that is cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. So this is cos A. A is 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn into cos B. B is phi n. So cos phi n. Okay. Minus sin A sin B. Okay, let us put it within the brackets. Minus sin A is 2n omega t, 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn into sin B, that is sin phi n. Bracket closed. Okay, so therefore this is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In times cos phi n. If I do, let me first of all write it like this: cos phi n minus cos times 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn into cos phi n minus it is minus sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn into sine phi n. Okay, so let us do one thing. Let us take this cos phi n common. So therefore this is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity summation n equal to Vn In Vn In. Actually this is here plus, because I had written cos of A minus B equal to cos A cos B minus sin A sin B. It's actually cos A cos B plus sin A sin B. I'm sorry, there was a little bit of mistake previously. Cos of A minus B is cos A cos B plus sin A sin B, not minus sin A sin B. And because of that, अगर आप minus यहाँ बाहर निकालते हैं, so this term will become plus. So please make corrections. तो ये फिर minus हो जाएगा. So what I will do inside? See, I have a cos phi n term here. I have a cos phi n term here. I will take it common. So I get cos phi n. If I take it common, what I get inside? 1 minus this term, cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. Right? और उसके बाद है मेरी second term minus, let me write sin phi n first, sin phi n into sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. That's it. So therefore the final expression for PAC NN T is equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In into this term cos phi n 1 minus cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn minus Vn In. I will multiply with this term also, and I will take the summation n equal to 1 to infinity. I mean, first I am multiplying Vn in with this term, and then I am applying with the second term. So n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in sine phi n sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. Fine, that's all. So this is our final expression for this term PACACNN term. So therefore, what is your total power, AC to AC power term? PACACT. As we already know, I had written just few moments back from equation 1, it's PACACNN T plus PACACNHT. So putting both the terms together, so therefore I will get PACAC function of time t is equal to, so what is PACACNN? I have already evaluated that. That's this equation, summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in cos phi n times 1 minus cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn minus summation this term n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in sine phi n into sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. Okay, ये तो हो गया AC to AC NN. And what is this AC AC NH? Dissimilar terms interaction की वजह से जो power term है, it is plus summation n equal to 1 to, this is n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into summation h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus phi IH. That's it. This is complete AC to AC power term, and this is a very important term. So, but by the way, what is our mathematical expression for power? P of t, we already know it is P dc to dc, first term, plus what was second term? P dc AC. Third term was P AC dc, and fourth term was P AC ACT. Let us substitute all these values here. So therefore, my final equation for instantaneous power will be like this: P of t is equal to. So my final term will become P of t is equal to P dc dc. If you remember, few moments back we wrote it as VDC into IDC plus PDC AC. That is, voltage is AC, DC, but current is AC, multiplied by H equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH, plus what is third term, which is P AC DC. That is, voltage is AC but current is DC. AC voltage means this is my applied voltage, n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn, and current मेरी क्या है? DC, multiplied by IDC, plus PACACT. PACACT, just few moments back we got a comprehensive equation for that. That was like this: summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in cos phi n times 1 minus cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn minus summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in sine phi n into sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi I n, and plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into summation h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of h omega t minus phi IH. This is the mixture of all the terms. I have mixed all the terms. This is first term of power is because of offset DC voltage and offset DC current. There is offset in the applied voltage, there is offset in the response current also. So this gives a power term VDC IDC. Okay. Second term is interaction of DC with AC. That is voltage is DC but current is AC. Third is power term. Third power term is because of interaction of AC voltage and DC current. This is AC voltage and this is DC current. And fourth term of power is because of interaction of AC voltage and AC current. Now that is PAC ACT, and you already know that we have split into PAC AC NNT plus PAC AC and HT. First power term is because of interaction of similar frequency components, और ये उसकी दो terms है. Summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in cos phi n times 1 minus cos up to n omega t minus 2 phi Vn minus summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn in sin phi n sin of 2 n omega t minus 2 phi n. So this is this term PACAC NNT. And what about power term, which is because of interaction of dissimilar frequency components n and h? That is this. Voltage is given by this, n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sin of n omega t minus phi Vn, and current is given by this, h equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sin of h omega t minus phi h, and here I should add one more thing, h naught equal to n. So these are different power terms, and this is the final equation of your power. It's a big equation. If you write a MATLAB program and plot it, you'll get the plot of instantaneous power in such a circuit. Okay. Now from this we have to now find instantaneous active power and then instantaneous reactive power. This is the final mathematical expression for power. If there is DC offset in voltage and current, then 1, 2, 3, first three terms will contribute to that, and then these terms are because of interaction of AC voltage and AC current. Okay. These two terms belong to interaction because of similar frequency components, and this term belongs to interaction because of dissimilar frequency components. Because voltage is distorted, current is also distorted. Okay. Now let us go for deriving mathematical expression for active power. So first of all, we will go for active power. And when I say active power, first of all, I will derive the mathematical expression for instantaneous active power. Mathematical equation or mathematical expression for instantaneous active power. And this instantaneous active power from this equation, equation 2, which I have just now rubbed off and which you should preserve, it will be given by this, P active. Okay, it will be given by this. Active power is if there are DC offsets, VDC into IDC, it's also considered as a component of active power. Plus, active power is because of interaction of similar frequency terms of voltage and current. So that is summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n times 1 minus cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. This is the mathematical expression for instantaneous active power. Remember, the interaction of similar frequency components, they are part of active power, but with cos phi n. Okay, so this is the mathematical expression for active power or instantaneous active power. यहाँ से you can see if you plot it, it is a non-negative value. It will have a non-negative value and it will have some average value. So what is average power or real power, और जिसको आप active power कहते हैं, that is average value of this. In fact, that is average value of entire equation 0 to t pt dt, and that will be this plus this. So therefore active power or average power is VDC IDC plus this term, summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n, क्योंकि जब आप इंटीग्रेट करेंगे ये टर्म जीरो हो जाएगी. So this is the mathematical expression for average power or active power in the circuit. Now this active power I can also write as VDC IDC plus, ये मैं ऐसे लिख सकता हूँ V1 I1 cos phi 1 plus V2 I2 cos phi 2 plus V3 I3 cos phi 3 plus so on. Or I can write it P is equal to, what is this? VDC into IDC, it is PDC plus, what is V1 I1 cos phi 1? It is fundamental component of power, because voltage is fundamental, current is also having fundamental component. V1 I1 cos phi 1 is fundamental component of power. And what are all these components of power? They are harmonic component of powers. So therefore total active power in the circuit is P is equal to DC component of power, which is because of DC offset, plus fundamental component of power plus harmonic components of power, PH. Which is very important equation. Must remember it at the tip of your tongue. Now, if you have to find harmonic component of power alone, PH, so from this equation, that is P, that is given by P minus PDC minus P1. अगर सिस्टम में ऑफसेट है तो टोटल एक्टिव पावर में से वो ऑफसेट पावर निकालो और फंडामेंटल कंपोनेंट निकालो. ये दो कंपोनेंट निकालने के बाद जो भी आपके पास बचता है वो दैट इज ओनली एंड ओनली हार्मोनिक पावर ड्यू टू हार्मोनिक कंपोनेंट्स ऑफ करंट, बट इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ interaction of similar frequency components V3 into I3 into cos phi 3 plus V4 I4 cos phi 4. Similarly, I should write V2 I2 cos phi 2, then plus V5 I5 cos phi 5 plus so on. That will give you harmonic power. अगर इसको आप plus V1 I1 cos phi 1 भी जोड़े, so that will give you total power. This fundamental component plus all harmonic components. Let's forget about DC offset. Offset अभी assume करते हैं नहीं है. So therefore total power P, average power, will be fundamental component of power P1 plus harmonic components of power. This is harmonic component of power. This is harmonic component of power. This is harmonic component of power, and so on. But here you can see similar frequency terms. Voltage third harmonic, current also third harmonic. Voltage fourth harmonic, current also fourth harmonic. When you take fifth harmonic of voltage, you have to multiply it by fifth harmonic of current, and so on. So that is about instantaneous active power and average active power or real power. What about reactive power? Let us quickly go and find mathematical expression for reactive power. Let me first of all write expression for instantaneous reactive power. Instantaneous reactive power. In that equation 2, instantaneous reactive power P reactive will be given by this term. It will be given by second term minus summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In sin phi n into sine of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. This is the expression for instantaneous reactive power. Okay, ये term, this term actually comes from this PACACNN. इसका जो cos phi वाला part था, that contributes to instantaneous active power, जो अभी थोड़ी देर पहले हमने लिखा, और इसका sin term वाली second component, second term is power की, that is this reactive power. So therefore, what is reactive power Q? We already know that is maximum, that's to be taken as peak value of instantaneous reactive power. Now from this equation, what is the peak value of instantaneous reactive power? This Vn In sin phi n. So therefore Q will be equal to summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In sin phi n. Fine. अगर आप इसको एक्सपेंड करोगे, you can write it as V1 I1 sin phi 1 plus V2 I2 sin phi 2 plus V3 I3 sin phi 3 plus so on. Or you can write it as reactive power flowing in the circuit is V1 I1 sin phi 1 is fundamental reactive power plus, and all other components are harmonic reactive power QH, Q1 plus QH. और अगर आपको हार्मोनिक रिएक्टिव पावर निकालना है, that is total reactive power minus fundamental reactive power. That's it. Okay. So therefore we got the mathematical expressions for instantaneous active power, instantaneous reactive power, and the average or active power P, capital P, and the reactive power, capital Q. What about apparent power? How much power will be there in the circuit? Apparent power. Now this apparent power is simply given by S is equal to, is the product of voltage and current. It is V into I. Simple. As simple as this. Where this V is RMS value of voltage, and it may be having DC offset, and it may be having all sorts of harmonics. Because this is the case when we assume that source voltage is also having distortions, harmonics. And what about current? This is the RMS value of actual current, which will comprise of fundamental component and all harmonic components. So this is the RMS value of voltage, which comprises of fundamental component of voltage plus all harmonics. And this is the RMS value of current, which comprises of fundamental component and harmonic components. So we can also write S equal to, what is this V? RMS value of voltage. RMS value of voltage is given as VDC square, if we assume that there is a DC offset in the voltage, plus fundamental component of voltage square, plus V2 square, harmonic components now, plus V3 square, plus so on, multiplied by current. Similarly, current will have DC offset, IDC square, plus I1 square, plus I2 square, plus I3 square, plus so on. Simple. So I can also write S is equal to under root of VDC square plus V1 square. This is the DC offset. This is fundamental component. And what are these? These are harmonic components. So plus VH square. H stands for harmonic components. Multiplied by, similarly here I can write DC offset in the current, square uska IDC square, plus square of fundamental component of current, plus what are all these? These are harmonic component of currents, IH square. Right? So if you find S square, you square both the terms, both the sides, you square both the sides. So S square is equal to VDC square plus V1 square plus VH square into IDC square plus I1 square plus IH square. So S square will be equal to, find the product VDC square into IDC square, this into this. So this is VDC square into IDC square, plus this into second term, VDC square into I1 square, plus this into third term, VDC square into IH square, plus this into this, V1 square into IDC square, plus this into second term, that is V1 square into I1 square, plus this into third term, that is V1 square IH square, plus now this into this, that is VH square IDC square, plus VH square into second term, that is VH square into I1 square, plus VH square into IH square, VH square into IH square. So this will give a very interesting result, very useful result, and therefore I can write S square equal to, let me first of all write fundamental, S is the apparent power. Let me first of all write fundamental apparent power, that is V1 square into I1 square. Let me first of all, let me first of all write this apparent power due to DC offset. VDC square into IDC square. Fine. So I will take it plus apparent power due to the flow of fundamental voltage and fundamental current. V1 square into I1 square. Plus, after this I will write apparent power due to harmonic component of voltages and currents. VH square into IH square. VH square into IH square प्लस उसके बाद जो बाकी कंपोनेंट मेरे पास बचते हैं लाइक दिस, जिसमें एक साइड डीसी है दूसरे साइड सम अदर कंपोनेंट. सो VDC square into I1 square, I will take it, plus VDC square into IH square, plus then this V1 square into IDC square, plus V1 square into IH square, plus VH square into IDC square, and the last term this plus VH square into I1 square, VH square into I1 square. Okay, so I can then write it like this: I square is equal to, what is this? This is apparent power due to DC offset. Let us denote it by SDC square, which is equal to IDC square into VDC square. Now this is apparent power due to fundamental component, that is S1 square, and this is apparent power due to harmonic components, HS square, plus all these components, V1 square IH square. I mean जिसमें एक साइड से V1 आता है, दूसरे साइड से DC टर्म आती है. इसमें भी DC टर्म आती है, इसमें भी DC टर्म आती है, इसमें हर एक जगह यहाँ एक साइड से फंडामेंटल कंपोनेंट, दूसरे. We call this distortion, apparent power due to distortions. Okay, so this apparent power due to distortions यहाँ से है, this term plus this term plus this plus this plus this plus this सारी terms. So I can also write it S square is equal to S1 square plus SDC square plus SH square plus SD square. इन तीनों terms को मैं combine कर सकता हूँ. So I can write S1 square, that's fundamental apparent power, plus let us call this SN square. इन तीनों terms का summation, that is apparent power due to DC offset plus apparent power due to harmonics in the voltage and current, plus distorted or distortion apparent power, which is because of either DC component and fundamental component, DC component and harmonic component, and so on. So it's like this. Okay, so that is the final expression for apparent power. Now we have to find power factor. Now just like as we have seen in the previous lecture, we have two types of power factors. One is called fundamental power factor. Fundamental power factor or displacement factor, that is given by PF1. That is simply P1 by S1. That is fundamental power, average power divided by fundamental apparent power. Fine. And what is actual power factor? Actual power factor is P by S. Total average power divided by net or resultant apparent power. Now this apparent power is only because of fundamental components. This apparent power will have fundamental component, DC offset, it will have harmonics and all that. So this power factor can also be written as, just few moments back we have seen this power capital P is equal to, this is equal to P1 plus PH divided by this apparent power is given by under root of S1 square plus SN square. Okay, because I have written here what is S. S is S1 square plus S square. अगर यहाँ से मैं square हटाऊंगा, so this will under root of this. So I can also write, if I divide it by P1, so P1 by P1 is 1. So this is 1 plus PH by P1 numerator में, PH by P1 divided by, denominator में I will divide by 1 plus Sn by S1 whole square into P1 by S1. This is another equation for power factor. So therefore you can find the displacement factor or fundamental power factor and apparent power factor also. And finally, a couple of terms. One term is called non-active power. This non-active power is denoted by N. So your total power P square is equal to, or your total apparent power S square is active power plus non-active power. Active power जो है उसकी equation already हमारे पास है. Few moments back we have derived that equation. What was that? Active power was it was VDC IDC. For you I am reproducing it again, plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n. If you remember just few moments back. तो इसमें तो एक तो ये अपरेंट पावर में ये सारा पावर होगा जिसको हम एक्टिव पावर कहते हैं, प्लस जो जितना भी पावर बाकी बचता है विच इज ड्यू टू सिमिलर एंड डिसिमिलर हार्मोनिक्स, आई मीन ड्यू टू डिसिमिलर हार्मोनिक्स and interaction of DC voltage and harmonics, DC current and harmonics and all that is called non-active power. So non-active power की equation यहाँ से आपको मिलेगी under root of S square minus P square. Okay. Similarly, there is one last term that you have to remember, that is called distortion power. देखिए distortion power, this apparent power is again given by P square under root of P square plus Q square plus D square. तो आपका जो apparent power है उसमें एक तो active power होगा, एक तो reactive power होगा. Now you already know what is this active power. I am again reproducing it. VDC IDC plus summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n. And what is reactive power? कुछ टाइम पहले अभी हमने डिराइव की है इक्वेशन. रिएक्टिव पावर इज गिवन बाय n इक्वल टू 1 टू इन्फिनिटी Vn In sin phi n. So this is active power, this is reactive power. इसमें बाकी जो भी पावर बचता है that is called distortion power. Okay, that is not neither active power nor reactive power. So therefore अगर distortion power की आपको expression निकालनी है, that's under root of S square minus P square minus Q square. S में से एक्टिव पावर निकालिए, रिएक्टिव पावर निकालिए, जो भी पावर वहां बचता है उसका स्क्वायर रूट ले लीजिए, दैट इज योर डिस्टॉर्शन पावर. दैट्स ऑल अबाउट today's lecture. I summarize in today's topic. We discussed the worst case where the source is distorted, source voltage is distorted, that source voltage is non-sinusoidal and load is also non-linear in nature, and it gave rise to an equation, and we assumed that the source voltage is having DC offset and so does source current, and we ended up with this equation for instantaneous power: P DC to DC plus P DC AC plus P AC DC and plus finally P AC AC. Okay, for you I am going to reproduce this equation. P of t is equal to, what is this P DC DC? It is because of DC offset in voltage and current, plus what is this component of instantaneous power? It is because of product of DC voltage and AC current. Current is this H equal to 1 to infinity root 2 IH sine of H omega t minus phi IH. Fine. And third component of instantaneous power is because of product of AC voltage and DC current. And what is AC voltage? Applied voltage is this. Applied AC voltage is root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus phi Vn into DC current. DC current is this. And finally, we have PAC AC. If you remember, this PAC AC has two components, PAC AC NN due to similar frequency components, plus PAC, AC, NH, non-similar components. Let us first of all write two terms of instantaneous AC power due to interaction of similar frequency components of voltage and current. And if you remember, that is given by summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n times 1 minus cos of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn, ये इसकी एक टर्म है AC NN की, माइनस दूसरी टर्म इसकी ये है समेशन n इक्वल टू 1 टू इन्फिनिटी Vn In sin phi n into sin of 2n omega t minus 2 phi In. Sorry, 2 phi sin of 2n omega t minus 2 phi Vn. Okay, so these two terms belong to the component of AC power due to interaction of similar frequency components. Now it has another component which is because of interaction of dissimilar frequency components. That is, if you remember, summation n equal to 1 to infinity root 2 Vn sine of n omega t minus 5 Vn into current h equal to 1 to infinity h naught equal to 1 n, h naught equal to n, dissimilar components, root 2 In ih sine of h omega t minus phi ih. This was the final expression for power. Okay, and then instantaneous active power, if you remember, see these DC terms, they don't give active power, they give only distortion power. Instantaneous active power is given by this term. Okay, if you remember in our last lecture when we considered non-linear load but sinusoidal AC supply, sinusoidal source, we got instantaneous active power equation this, but instead of Vn In, there we had V1 I1. But here you have to take similar frequency components, whether it is fundamental component or harmonic components. यहाँ क्या करते हैं यहाँ हम combine करते हैं, and that becomes our instantaneous active power term. Equation similar है जो हमने पिछले lecture में derive की थी. And instantaneous reactive power is given by this. और इसमें से average power अगर आपको निकालना है, that is given by this term Vn In cos phi n. और अगर आप DC offset भी इसके साथ जोड़ोगे, that's no problem. If there is no DC offset, then average power is only this term, summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In cos phi n. और reactive power जो है वो ये term है, summation n equal to 1 to infinity Vn In sin phi n. उसके बाद हमने apparent power निकाला, and we found that apparent power is given, by fundamental power, DC power. I mean, this was S equal to under root of SDC square plus S1 square plus SH square plus SD वगैरह वगैरह. So S square was equal to S1 square plus SN square. ये हमारी final term आई apparent power की. और simply if you know voltage expression, if you know current expression, V into I will give you apparent power. उसमें से दो कुछ अलग terms हमने define की, एक non-active power और एक term हमने distortion power की derive की. I told you that this non-active power is given by under root of S square में से active power निकालिए, तो total apparent power में से जब आप active power निकालते हैं तो जो भी power बचता है वो non-active power है. और distortion power ये term under root of S square minus P square minus Q square. टोटल अपरेंट पावर में से आप एक्टिव पावर भी निकालिए और रिएक्टिव पावर भी निकालिए, तो जो भी पावर बचता है वो डिस्टॉर्शन पावर उसे हम कहते हैं. एंड देन फंडामेंटल पावर फैक्टर एक्सप्रेशन आई गिव यू. आई टोल्ड यू फंडामेंटल पावर फैक्टर हैज सेम डेफिनेशन P1 by S1 and it is cos phi 1. और एक्चुअल पावर फैक्टर वाज P by S, और उसकी एक इक्वेशन हमने लास्ट पे निकाली थी. So with this I will end my today's lecture. Inshallah, in next lecture we will try to solve a couple of numerical examples based on this chapter, based on this topic, when the source voltage is distorted, and load is also nonlinear. Some two very interesting numerical problems will be solving, and whatever doubts you have with that, after solving those two numerical examples, I hope all your doubts will be clear. So I wish you all the best. Please stay connected, go through this lecture. In case of any difficulty, any doubts, get connected with me. Thank you.